just hearing when my advisor called me, he said that the Mets were going to take you. My heart was just, I was just so in shock. I was like, oh my gosh, we started the dream going early. So definitely a stressful day for sure, but tried to keep my cool, relaxed. You hear some things there going around, but once I heard my name get called on the TV, I was just super excited.
What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Ernest of New York Mets Dove Report. On this segment, I want to talk about my way too early projection and nominee for the minor league player of the year for the New York Mets farm system. I'm going to give a quick profile on him, talk about how he's done so far in the pro baseball. I also want to talk about some things that happened during the 2025 season, some things that have happened during the offseason, which brings me to my prediction because of what I've been hearing and what I believe in him as a player. So let me get started without further ado. The prospect that I'm nominating already for my version of the 2026 Mets minor league comeback player of the year, which last year I could say went to outfielder Randy Guzman. So this year, my nominee and pick is infielder Boston Barrow. 21-year-old Boston Barrow. He won't turn age 22 until the end of August. He was selected, guess what, everyone, in the 2023 draft. You'll know what I'm talking about if you've been watching the last two prospect profile videos. They were also drafted in 2023. Again, which is why a decade from now, we might look back into that draft altogether. One of the things about Boston Barrow, it sure got off to a really good start last spring. He was the guy or the kid who hit that opposite field home run in the spring breakout game. But then, just the season itself did not go well for Boston Barrow from beginning to end, in which the end of the season, he ended the season on the IL. Right now, he's 100% healthy. I'll get that out of the way. But again, it was a rough season for him. Here's the thing. He's a lefty bat who played the entire season in Brooklyn. I've been talking about this for some years now. The winds out there are absolutely terrible. We talked about it for pretty much any lefty in the lineup, no matter rankings, including Ryan Clifford, who was just struggling mightily in high A and started doing a whole lot better when he got to Brooklyn. So that's one of those things to keep in mind for a guy like Boston Barrow. One of the things he did do over a 22-game span last July in Brooklyn, he had his best hitting of sorts, hitting .259, and he had 10 stolen bases in 22 games. So used more of his speed tool. That's the most stolen bases he had of any month last season. He did have a brief thing of having a 9-game hitting streak where he hit .389 over the 9 games between July 27th and August 8th. Now, I'm sure, maybe coincidentally, this may have timed out with some things I was hearing about last season. They started to tweak and alter his hitting approach. Consider it one of those things they could talk about a lot in baseball to kind of go more opposite field, aiming more opposite field. Call it the Michael Conforto of sorts, trying to drill the ball to left center. I'm certainly not comparing Boston Barrow to Michael Conforto, but again, the beauty of a left swing going left center. It's something they were working with him on during the season, and I believe it did time out that coaching with some of the hot streaks that he had. And then about a week or two later, looked like he was having some issues. Then he went down with, I believe, a leg injury, which is now fully healed even by the end of the season, let alone offseason. During the offseason, I've been talking about the player development Top Guns pitching camp that occurred in January, but back in October, November, there was also a small, I believe, lower minors camp for the lower minors hitters, position players. Boston Barrow participated in this camp. Speaking with some staff in the camp, they were really highly regarded for Boston Barrow during this camp. They said they were also working towards improving the plate approach, the swing, some of the stuff they were working on again now in the off season. This is why a lot of the reasons why I feel that he could really be good in 2026. If you go back to 2024 in low A with my St. Lucie Mets, that's where he had kind of his best pro career for his early pro career. He did really well, hit about 278, I believe about 288 in low A. Struggled when he got to Brooklyn that year as a promotion. And that's kind of how that went for him. I still say he's going to be a breakout candidate. I know he was even higher ranked going into 2025. He kind of fell off all the rankings because of these statistics. I fully understand it, but I feel a resurgence is coming for Boston Barrow. I hope you guys like some of the small information I'm giving, but again, this is also some source intel, some of the positive strides he's been making in the offseason. I feel and believe it will translate in 2026. Even though he had pretty much a full season in high A, not really sure if he's going to be able to break camp in double A, especially with his age, with all the competition out there. He may or may not actually even repeat and go back to Brooklyn out of camp. If he does, he's going to have to figure out the wins and then fight his way to double A, where I think his tool sets and traits could translate better, of course, at the double A, triple A level. But first things first, he's got to do his thing one way or another out of camp. When he does, hope you guys are watching. Hope you guys remember this video. If he does have a really kind of a breakout season, I hope you guys remember that I called it. I called him the comeback player of the year already, way too early. Again, thank you guys for listening. Please continue to support me. Subscribe to the channel. Continue some of the more stuff and videos, interviews that are to come. And I enjoy it each and every moment. Thank you so much for the support. I'll see you next time.